Wow, what a baseball game last night, Mr. David.
Morning, Mully. Happy Tuesday. Yes, last night, Monday night, Wrigley Field, 3 hours, 21 minutes of just action-packed drama. It delivered again, ended in a way that Cubs fans were celebrating and White Sox fans commiserating, but it ended in a way you have to respect. Pete Crow-Armstrong walking it off. Wow. There's nothing you can say except for that is its first reaction to everything that happened. Wow.
Only the seventh player in baseball history to lead off with a home run and to then walk off with a home run. Pretty extraordinary performance. And again, I don't know if the nation is watching, but I would say that would improve his MVP chances.
Without a doubt. It was loud, and it was dramatic, and it was impactful. And you're right.
Maybe don't pitch to him.
Seventh guy, we'll get to that. Seventh guy in Major League history to lead off and walk off in the same game. And he became, last night, also the 10th guy in Major League history to go back-to-back with 30-30 seasons. And we're, August 18th.
Yeah.
Not done yet. I don't know if 40-40 matters or if it's reachable, but he is carrying this team, and we are witnessing a superstar in the making. This is the year that PCA, I think, has arrived at that level, the elite level. And last night was just another example.
Was Sammy a 40-40 guy? Who's the last 40-40 guy that you can think of? I laughed out loud. I don't know if we talked about this, but Mune's home run gives him as many as Sammy Sosa had with the White Sox. Is that hilarious?
He tied him all time.
Yeah.
And the franchise record.
Funny.
Yeah, I saw that on the list and got a chuckle out of that.
I did too.
Yeah. It's like, boy.
You should have seen him later.
It was just one of those games where another in the series that was memorable. And you look at the back and forth and 5 lead changes. And it kept us up late, and it was worth staying up for.
Way too late.
But
it was hardly worth staying up for.
Who's gonna
should have gone to bed?
Turn away from that.
After the 8th.
Well, that was the Sox. Sox looked like they were going to have that rally, and Andrew Benintendi, Benny Bomb, did it again.
Good. It's amazing. They got 2 home runs, basically, and they got them from their veteran guy.
From that same position.
From the same position. One guy came in for the other guy.
Good moves there. Yeah. Starting Grichuk against the lefty Shota.
Yeah.
That was Shota's only mistake, I think, all night.
It was.
And it was a 3-run shot.
He only gave up 2 hits, right?
Yeah. Struck out 10.
That's pretty good.
It is pretty good. And it doesn't matter if the wind was blowing in or not. There's still homers that were hit on a night at Wrigley that didn't seem at first pitch conducive to home run hitting. Shota kept the ball in the park for the most part. Grichuk goes deep. And then you question the wisdom, I think, just naturally when you see Grichuk being pinch hit in the 8th inning, a guy who's homered to put the Sox in that position, and in comes Benintendi, and you're like, was this a good idea? Oh, okay. This is his role now. Benintendi supplying Benny bombs off the bench or in his role as the designated hitter. It was back and forth. It was great drama. And you had a little bit of everything. If the Cubs had lost, we'd be talking about Alex Bregman on the base paths. And they win, and we're talking about Will Venable in the 10th inning.
Well, I mean, how many hits did the Cubs get? They had 13, 14 hits. I mean, it was outrageous. You can't win many games when you're kind of
14 hits and 2 guys had 4.
Yeah.
And Bregman had 3. PCA had 4 for 5, drove in 3. And Nico Horner with one of the more clutch hits again coming through. And he was 4 for 5.
He was awful good
at shortstop.
Oh boy. He was really good at shortstop, and he was really good offensively, no doubt about it.
He is Mr. Clutch, and he is a guy that has had a nice little resurgence lately. He will also be on the afternoon show at 2:30 for his weekly visit. Looking forward. His visits are always insightful, and this week especially, the mindset that he must have had last night, switching, and I wonder how this happens, Mully, because he knows he went to the park yesterday knowing that, number one, Sox are in town, different level of intensity as we saw.
Sure.
And also, he's going to be playing shortstop in a pennant race for the next month. And
if not a little longer.
Maybe longer.
We'll find out. It was bad news for Dansby Swanson. He does indeed. I think Craig said he'll be out a month, and that's an injury that, as you well know, can take a little bit longer, could take a little bit less. But when you're saying he's going to be out a month, that's kind of zeroing in a little bit.
It really
on an
is.
injury
It's
the
getting
guy's
very
never
close.
had before.
Very close. And
Yeah.
I think the most recent example in town from a baseball perspective, and Cubs specifically, Seiya Suzuki had an oblique, started slow because of it. And Dansby Swanson admitted he doesn't really have a history with soft tissue injuries.
Right.
And when you see the back of his baseball card, he plays a lot. He's an Iron Man, so it's not sure how he comes back from these things. All they really need him to do when he comes back is play the field.
Yeah. No, that's kind of.
Can you bend over? Can you get to that grounder? Can you make that throw?
Right.
Don't worry about hitting, because offensively, you could make the argument almost that with Pedro Ramirez going to second, maybe Matt Shaw on the way, and Nico going to shortstop, they won't lose much offensively. They'll lose the pop occasionally from Dansby.
They didn't lose anything last night. I mean,
No.
Boy, was Nico good. And, Bregman was good too. He was on base a lot, but goodness gracious, son. Be careful on third base.
Be
I
aware.
don't know what you're doing.
Yeah.
How do you fall asleep
I
on
don't
that?
know. And then they almost picked him off first.
It was so
They almost
weird.
picked him off first in the ninth. Was that the ninth? The back pick.
That was really...
It was, yeah, I know. That's if the Cubs had lost, we'd have taken a call or two or gotten a text or
sure.
two about Alex Bregman's.
No doubt
Or
about
Dustin would have been leading with that.
Yeah, I wonder if anyone will call on Miguel Vargas. Eat that ball, son. Don't throw.
Don't throw it.
Yeah.
Zephyrjan.
But Vargas he made a great play. He caught a ball. Did you see that? I forget what inning was it. There's like a Cub fan sitting there eating a hot dog, and he gave him like a thumbs up. He was very impressed by that play, and you're kind of like, really? That's an out, Sorry to interrupt your dinner.
The crowd was into it.
Oh, the crowd was incredible.
Was into it. 40,000 strong. Yeah. We got a little too some extracurriculars in the bleachers.
Wow, what was that?
That was ugly.
That was ridiculous. I saw a video of that, and I couldn't believe that the police weren't involved. Like that,
it went on way too long.
Some dude is sitting there with his face covered, just taking shot after shot. It was crazy, man. That doesn't feel nice. That is not a good thing to have happen to you, whatever was going on out there. Awful.
You don't, you don't know the circumstances. We're never going to know the circumstances, but the video making the rounds around social media was ugly.
Oh, man. That was really ugly stuff.
Yeah. But those who stayed, they witnessed another classic in a series that has delivered this season.
Oh, no doubt about it.
My goodness sakes.
Yeah, that was like the Edgar Quero walk-off from May. That was the same kind of feeling that you got with the Cub fans
Different result.
This time reacting to PCA walking it off.
Yeah, and it just was. It was one of those nights you're not going to remember or not going to forget. It was unforgettable for PCA to come up in that circumstance. Let's listen to this call because Zach Zaidman delivered. Zach Zaidman, again, friend of the program, pre and post, filling in for Pat. And it's one of those moments you'll remember, and it's one of those things that Zach captured perfectly. Here's Zach Zaidman's call.
You got to see a few pitches first.
Crow-Armstrong, it's a high fly ball, deep right. Going back, Montgomery, he looks up. Cubs walk it off! Pete Crow-Armstrong ends the game the way he started it, with a home run to right.
He got a breaking ball that stayed up and out over the plate. I guess it took him 3 pitches to figure it out. He's out in front of us a little bit, but he stays through it and just hits it under the video board, close to where the first one went. Second homer in the game. Cubs win.
Cubs win.
There you go.
Zach Zaidman with the descriptions, as Dustin likes to say. Ron Krumer with the analysis. That was classic. It was great. By the way, Texter says it was Tyrone Taylor pinch running for Bregman, who almost got picked off in the 9th, and that maybe they'd seen enough of Bregman on the bases, but nonetheless, Cubs got to be.
Right.
You say
Tyrone Taylor. That's right.
They just need to have their head on a swivel.
I'll tell you
the
what.
catcher for the Sox, Rogers.
Jake Rogers has a gun.
He makes a difference, doesn't he?
It's huge. They said,
wow.
he's a really good defensive catcher. You're like, I think Bregman found out at third base. That was unbelievable.
He's got a really strong arm.
And he like comes up and he's like, do I throw you? Do I throw? Oh, I got this. Yeah, that was ridiculous. What happened to Bregman? What, did he just doze off?
I don't know. He
He's
doesn't
getting older,
usually
David.
happen that way.
It's crazy.
All right, so here we are in the 10th inning. PCA comes to the plate.
Yeah.
You ghost runner, Manfred man, whatever you want to call it, Carson Kelly's at second base.
Right.
And Hagen Smith enters the game. That's a choice by Will Venable.
Yeah.
PCA.
The Sox have run out of pitching, in case you're wondering. Who's going to pitch
Brazoban,
today?
right?
Yeah, they're out.
Was Brazoban there?
Yes. He was rough the last couple times.
No.
I'm just telling you, that was a strange one.
But let me finish the premise because I want to see if you agree or disagree. Because I think it's fair to second guess.
I think you're going to say walk him. The problem is the PCA gets on base and he can wreak havoc. I know he's not on second base. You got your Manfred man there.
You've got one guy in the lineup that you circle that can't beat you.
Well, but he's also the one guy that can score from first, that can. Not that would have mattered.
It wouldn't have mattered. That run doesn't matter.
That run doesn't matter.
It's a tight game. The guy on second matters.
Walk him there.
The force.
You have to walk him there.
The force exists if you walk him. And you bring in Hagen Smith, you think, well, he's got lefty and lefty. You could have brought in a right-hander. And then you walk him to face Suzuki. And then Suzuki doesn't pose as big of a threat against a right-hander theoretically.
Yes.
I know Seiya's been hot as well, and that was what Craig Counsell said when asked about it, and that was the explanation for Will Venable. And you respect these guys because these teams are where they are because of the managers. But last night was a fair second guess.
Was that the first run Hagen Smith has allowed?
First hit, I think.
Yeah. So, I mean, I don't know what he was thinking, but obviously it was the wrong move. Obviously.
I mean, I just don't understand the logic of pitching to the MVP.
You know, maybe the problem is that Seiya also homered earlier in the game. So maybe if you had walked PCA, maybe Seiya is the guy with the walk-off instead of PCA.
I think you could live with yourself a little better.
I think you're right.
The one guy that couldn't beat you.
Yeah.
No. And he did it because you dared him to, and he took the dare.
Yeah.
And he went deep.
Yeah.
Cubs win.
Yeah.
And I just feel like...
I mean, he's the home run hitter on that
would
team.
you put it this way, and this is not an exaggeration, would you have pitched to Shohei Ohtani in that situation? Or would you put him on first base?
Well,
Four fingers, right, Dustin?
Yeah.
4 fingers.
Yeah. I think the argument would be that you put anyone on first base when you got a man on second. I don't know what the thinking was there, but I thought for sure you don't have to throw the pitches anymore. It's not like there's some psychological block. You just tell the guy to go to first base.
Just go to first.
But that was, you knew. You knew when they didn't score that was going to be bad, that was going to end poorly.
It wasn't like – I know PCA came into the game 3 for his last 28, so maybe you thought you could catch him in the midst of a funk.
Yeah,
he had 3 hits up to that point.
Right. I mean, there's no defense.
No, there's no
defense.
I was trying to come up with something to protect Will Venable, but the fact is,
noble try.
You did run out of pitching, and you are. I don't know if anyone's aware, but you're out of pitching. You have no starter for the next couple games. They're just going to try to bullpen it, I believe.
Grant Taylor was not available last night.
That's right.
So he theoretically is available tonight.
Theoretically.
Yeah. You worry about that kind of thing.
Well, listen, they ran out of pitchers. Who else? There was someone else who wasn't. Oh, they didn't use.
Well, Brazoban was warming up.
Yeah,
he was warming up.
I know.
And he was available, I think.
Yeah,
that's just the way. It's easy to say now. I acknowledge that.
I think that Hagen Smith, you figured that that he was pitching very well in his first. Is it 3 appearances? And
He was, and he still is going to pitch well again.
A very high leverage situation.
Mully, you think Eric Fetty could be an option? He didn't pitch last night.
Oh, Eric Fetty is an option. It's
Hudson's
probably
pitching today. Is it Hudson starting opening?
Well, I mean, you could have an opener.
Yeah.
It's probably Akiti is probably going to eat some innings, but probably Fetty before him. So yeah, that's. I mean, I know who's available. I'm saying it's not like if you look. They haven't announced the starting pitcher yet, and I think we knew that coming into it. Who would they say?
Hudson. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, they got an opener.
Right, but they don't typically tip their hand too much after that. You can assume Fetty or Okiti, but I think those are guys that.
Yeah, you need a bulk inning eater, and those are the two guys that are available in that role.
Mm-hmm. And
in
the Cubs
each of the next 2 days.
Will counter with Gausman.
But they didn't announce that because they weren't sure that
they didn't know who's going to use.
They might have to use one of them for Castillo.
Yeah. And so they didn't know. They couldn't go into the game planning for Tuesday because they didn't know how they'd get through Monday.
But they're not. It would appear they're not bringing anyone up like a Sandelin type or anybody else.
No one to have the bulk of the work. They're just going to get by with the guys who they have, tired and all, and see if they can salvage the series. They still can do that tonight. Brian Hudson will be the opener. Kevin Gausman will start for the Cubs.
Yeah.
And he in that atmosphere.
The Tigers
could bring out the best.
The Tigers won big in Pittsburgh, so I guess the Sox really might have needed that game yesterday, Mr. David. As much as the Cubs getting to 20 games over 500 is crucial for you.
I still think that if you're talking about winning the division.
We're talking about two teams and who needs it most.
Needs it more than the Sox.
Yeah, you're kind of you can't see the forest for the trees, my friend.
I don't know that's.
You're a little caught up in your 20 over 500 team.
I didn't even mention the 20 over 500.
I just
think it's talking about the respective.
Didn't they get the 20 over 500?
The respective divisional races.
Yeah. How'd the Brewers do?
Brewers did not play.
Okay.
I think they picked up half a game, so now it's 4.5.
Oh boy.
4.5 behind the Brewers with 7 head-to-head against them down the stretch.
Is that what the Sox are over 500, 4.5?
Listen, but the Cubs went into that game in shambles. They lost their shortstop for a month. Edward Cabrera's got another blister.
They were hardly in shambles.
Javi Assad was probably in traffic on his way to O'Hare. They called him back. They said, no, don't leave, don't leave.
I feel justified in saying that the Sox need that more than the Cubs.
I'm just saying, the Cubs were in shambles.
I know you needed it more than the
Cubs
Sox.
roster was in tatters. It was crisis mode.
Did you not say that yesterday on the Chicago lead? Didn't
What?
you say the same thing, that the Cubs needed the series more than the White Sox?
Yes, I did.
I think poor Ruthie that she has to deal with you.
Yes, I did. And I think there are a lot of people that are nodding. They're watching at home and nodding their heads.
I think a lot of people who watch that station are waiting for the Cubs or the White Sox to begin, not the Cubs. I think you'd be surprised at how many people saw that and disagreed with you.
I had to be consistent. I'm consistently probably driving Ruthie crazy.
But my God, that's hysterical.
It's so much fun because you do go into the series. People who go into the game all with a different vantage point.
Yeah, some of us are looking at life through a straw.
Yeah, I don't think it's a straw. I think it's a good baseball discussion.
It's not only a straw, it's a blue straw.
How about this? James is reminding us, about James, that remember when Dustin said PCA would be the best player in the city in 5 years?
Oh, my God, yeah.
He nailed it.
How long ago was that? That was
I have to say, that's a good call.
Before Caleb got drafted.
Yeah.
And we were having a conversation about what Caleb would mean.
No, it was before. It was who would be the best player in Chicago in the next 5 years.
Didn't people make fun of you, like, on this station?
Maybe the two people looking at me right now.
I don't know. I mean, I thought it was a pretty ambitious.
It was the fact that he played center field. He played
hopeful.
center field for the Cubs. That he had a shot. When you're playing center field for the Cubs and you have that kind of speed and flair, you had a shot. That was the reason behind it.
Yeah, I understand. I understood the logic.
If he was somebody else, it doesn't. It's also the fact that he's attached to the Cubs.
Mm-hmm. Did I mock that? I don't recall that.
I think it's been mocked.
I think it was mocked openly, not on our show.
Pete Crow-Armstrong and
All
Caleb
over.
Williams now are neck and neck for the biggest star in Chicago. I think Caleb Williams, if you're the Bears quarterback in Chicago, you own the entire city. And Pete Crow-Armstrong is a superstar in a sport where basically
but wait a minute.
the city's divided.
I mean, just to defend you in your ridiculous comments about this series, doesn't Pete have to win a division before that's true? Doesn't he have to get past the Miz?
I think that he's closer to an MVP. Who's closer to an MVP, Pete Crow-Armstrong or Caleb Williams this year? It's PCA. Because
he's in his season, right?
He's the odds-on favorite right now. He could win an MVP before Caleb Williams does.
Just for what it's worth, and of course I'm in PCA's corner just a little bit, Shohei Ohtani hit 2 home runs last night.
I saw that.
Who?
I know. Shohei.
The guy who went 50-50 one year, we were talking about 40-40.
Do you mean the guy
Shohei went 50-50 once.
Do you mean that stays in the dugout when the rest of his teammates go out into the field and play defense? Yes, Shohei Ohtani.
The guy who's about to take the mound again and pitch.
The pitcher. Who else?
The guy who they might replace Kyle Tucker with in right field.
Oh my gosh! Did you see
Kyle
him?
Tucker last
2
night?
days in a row, he's dropped a fly ball.
Well, I guess
Those are expensive misses.
Yeah, I mean, what was the speech that Derek Jeter gave to the Bears, and how would it apply to him?
I think the Dodgers are flying in Jeter to talk to Tucker
Yeah, they
one-on-one
should.
tonight.
If you don't feel butterflies, son.
Yes. He's feeling the butterflies. Oh, and the conversation was around the Bedard selection.
Oh,
The
really?
PCA.
Okay.
Remember, we had that. That was before Bedard, I believe.
Wow.
Because we were getting all the stars that came into town.
It's pretty good, Dustin.
Pretty
Thank
darn
you for
good.
remembering.
Yeah. All right. Bedard. I wonder if Bedard's in town for this.
He's hanging out with Pete after the game.
Don't forget our guy Chelio's singing the stretch tonight, right?
Might be some other hockey surprises. You never know.
Well, what's that?
No, Chelly. Chelly's singing with who's he bringing?
Oh,
That's a tease.